Last episode, we had put a culmination to landing on our planet, building some infrastructure, starting to expand, adding some new or rearranging some of our individuals for our science, and then sending out fleets, separating our fleets out to go and search the galaxy, or at least the arm of the galaxy we landed in, to see who's out there. It appears that we had found a alien species that we are unable to communicate with, and another group of individuals who consider themselves, call them the Mutagen, but they are some sort of group that merchants that will trade energy for minerals or vice versa. And our government is pretty stable. We're going to have it for the next 30 to 40 years. We get a bonus happiness with this particular Asari. And we're expansionless, which is great. We'll be able to push the frontier, which is exactly why we came to Andromeda to begin with. So we're going to push the game forward on fastest and see what we can get done as quickly as possible. Now we have a new science ship finished. We are going to give them a Spark of Genius individual to go out and survey the surrounding planet systems. We're going to send to the next closest that's habitable, because when we finally finish constructing everything within each of our systems here, we're going to, inside our original one I should say, we're going to be moving out into systems nearby that is covered by the blue. This little hexagon down here is actually within, that is where the planet actually is, which I said in the previous episode, is actually within our territory, whereas these two systems are not. So we only have two other systems within this close proximity of our star system that we landed in. But we'll send our scientists off to go investigate that area. And we just finished our scientific research on establishing communications. After successful translation of their language, we have established communication with the League of Reshlar. Diplomatic channels are now open and all hostilities have been terminated. We gained 40 influence for doing this, which is great, because influence is something that we're going to be using to buy new scientists, diplomats, even influence elections, and also set up edicts, things that we want to happen specifically, kind of like people, like a government giving people money back on buying an electric car, giving them incentives for doing certain activities or certain particular things. So let's talk with our new friends, the League of Reshlar. They're a plutocratic oligarchy as well, such as us. They are militarist, and they are fanatic xenophobes. So most likely, we're going to go to war with these guys. I speak for Executive Cax, the wealthy elite of the League of Reshlar. Your alien ways are objectionable to us, but perhaps we can still engage in limited trade, assuming your inferior civilization produces anything of value. Well, we're going to say our warriors salute you and just kind of be nice at the moment. All right, first alien contact within this new system. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time has been received with mixed feelings by our populace. This confirms what we have long suspected. We are not alone in this galaxy. Each new alien species we encounter represents both an opportunity and a threat. We must be wary. These particular Xenos have a level of technology similar to our own, indicating that they have achieved spaceflight at roughly the same time as we have. All right. They're actually quite close to us. Maybe even a little too close. They're holding behind them some places that I would love to have a 22 continental planet. And there's a very high possibility of them, and they did exactly what I was just about to say. They're going to close borders to us. So if we don't wrap around them or produce a border friction around here to stop them, they essentially will stop us from moving one way or another. Let's see. There's an alpine world. There's a few different interesting things, and there appears to be another alien race here. So we're actually surrounded by a small contingent of alien groups, it appears. I want that Continental 25 planet. So there's a high probability we'll probably go to war with this individual to kind of control this zone right here. Unless I send a construction ship down here to create a military or outpost, frontier outpost, which costs our influence to secure that region for us specifically. Alright, well, let's move forward. Sublight exploration probes. Before we develop faster than light travel within the system, several sublight exploration probes were detached from New Thessia at near relative speeds towards nearby systems. Scientists who have developed the probes natively included sensitive information about our culture, memory cores that form the greeting of our alien civilization. It could possibly have a potential threat, and other aliens could use this against us. We need to track down before they are found by someone or something that is unsympathetic to our species. Very good. So up here in the situation log, which is 3 buttons over on the top left, we have our sublight exploration probes situation log, and I'm just clicking on each one of them so that we can see them notified on each individual area where they are, and we'll just send, wait, where's our construction? We're going to be sending our science vessels to those regions to go pick up those probes. I'm probably going to do the one up here and the one right here first, because they're closest to our neighbors, who it looks like we're probably not going to be super good friends with. All right, grab our construction ship. This is the only system we have actually fully surveyed, so we're going to get, let's see, we already have quite a bit of physics research already. Let's get engineering. Not a military station. There we go. All right, great. Since he's militaristic, I'm gonna send back the second fleet, most likely, and let this guy continue down south. There's a high probability that we'll need him in the coming days, and we're gonna have to start building up a fleet to defend ourselves, because there's a strong possibility of them, us having an early war with them over very areas that we want. These 2 planets are quite good. All right, wow, our construction ship is done again. Let's get some more, oh, not enough minerals. Wait, 1 ion trail. An EAI U Super has picked up a signal from a degraded signal buoy belonging to one of our missing sublight probes in the Rothurial system. There is an ion trail leading away from the buoy and towards another star, suggesting that someone has towed the buoy to for an unknown reason. Okay. Again, we're going to wait just 1 more month. Can research that, and we have the minerals that we need for that science facility. At this point, we need to be gathering more energy and more minerals, because we are kind of slightly depleted on both. All right, we are going to start the habitable world survey. Let's find out what is thriving biospheres around us and how they potentially affect us and the animals and whatnot. Let's begin this survey. I'm gonna send you way up here because I want to grab that buoy. How's our fleet down here doing? We're gonna continue to keep exploring certain stars and maybe loop back down. We split our military early on because we wanted to have the ability to spend as much time searching in multiple directions to try to find as best possible worlds to be able to settle and resources and so forth. All right. Sublight anomaly. We have detected a massive subspace anomaly in the system. It appears to be the center of one of our missing sublight probes. Let's check out that system. Must proceed with caution. All right. There's some sort of space anomaly. They look like an energetic cloud, an electric cloud of sorts. So we're gonna run away from that.
Evading hostile fleet. Hostile fleet engaged.
Oh, all right. Time to slow down a little. Pirate Haven, the 3rd Strike Force, reports that a fleet has encountered a significant pirate presence in the Gaia system, which is our 3rd fleet, which has just died, unfortunately. Hostile alien vessels. Judging from the preliminary scans of the immense ships and the station harboring them, this historical pirate port, it is likely it has been uninterrupted operation since whatever ancient era it was first spawned and spawned these thriving marauders. Piracy is an absolute threat. Have them hook up with our planet here. Let's see how badly we fared against them. We did 0 damage to them, though we evaded quite a few shots before dying, which is a bonus.
Construction complete.
All right. And let us... Wow, we're just getting a lot of science really early on, which isn't bad. It's not preferable, I should say. I'd prefer to have a lot more minerals coming in. Makes it much easier as the game continues to progress to build things and expand the empire significantly. Sublight probe was discovered. We begin the recovery effort as soon as possible. All right. So earlier I was talking about edicts, which we actually end up spending some of our influence. Whoops. Which we spend some of our influence on. So we can spend it as an empire, or we can spend it on specifically planets. Now, as you continue to research certain types of technology, you'll produce different types of edicts. All right, cool. We discovered another probe. Spiritual unity, food and growth time. There's building costs, land opportunity, so increasing migration, and ethics divergence. Eventually you'll get all kinds of different things like increasing army ability and strength. Various different things. As they come up, we'll talk about them and take a look at them see if it's something worthwhile for us to do. All right. So our construction ship is in orbit. We're going to build another society research center over this particular planet. Oh. This might be one of the first places we colonize if we decide not to go outside of our sphere of influence heavily. It's a good spot. It's 21 planet tiles, so that's quite a few. And it has an increased 10% habitability and a 20% increased food for the planet. So that will help us grow. So essentially it's a 90%. It says a 70, so it's really like an 80 plus whatever other habitability things we've researched. All right. So we're at that point where we could actually increase our research speed by getting administrative AIs by 5%. We could look at getting higher level deflectors, or actually having deflectors. Currently we have no deflectors whatsoever, which would be really nice. I'm leaning towards going for the AI, administrative AI, so that we have increased research speed. Because as we take planets and we have more population, we're going to need it. You could make a good point of not taking it now and just getting the fortifications. I don't think we're actually going to get into a physical battle quite yet, but it's definitely coming on the horizon, especially with some of these neighbors, highly potential. So I want to have the increased research speed, which would be great. And we're almost done with the army. I'm actually going to swap out. I'm going to have this person the field expert, field manipulation expert, which actually kind of makes sense for Asari, considering they're adept with gravitational fields and things of that nature. We're going to put the genius over here. Let's help increase the speed at which we research this AI. Perfect. All right. Let's continue on ahead. And our scientists are doing their thing.
System survey complete.
It's only 1 point we're missing in each. So I'm kind of not interested in putting a research lab down for just 1 point of research. I mean, later on we'll definitely need every point that we can get. Early on, we're not making a ton of money. Energy credits is like the currency of the game. And I would really like to be able to have more and more areas of expansion. So I'm actually thinking about coming way down here and putting an outpost in. Unless I decide to put one up here. I want that, but I really, really, really want this down here. All right. All right, so our scientist does not have a high enough skill level in order to actually take on this project. So I'm going to send our scientist way down here to go check out this system. And once this system is finished being surveyed, I can send my construction ship down here to build a frontier outpost. And that will allow us to create a blue ring of influence, which then we can produce or have mining expeditions or take over planets and things of that nature. Now, we could try to just go and build. We're 10 months away from actually having a colony ship, and we could just send a colony ship down there if we were to explore this planet system. What I'm more worried about is them researching me, and they can come, or they can essentially show up their bubble of influence and take over this entire area. That's not what I want, so I'm being very cautious about if I decide to put research towards actually finding out who they are. We found our missing probe. A small fleet of jerry-rigged ships have been detected in the Kalgrat system. I'm sorry, Guys, just want to let you know, a little dyslexic and a lot of made up names. I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing them correctly, if at all. So just bear with me. But if you have questions below, please leave comments. I'm happy to read them, take a look at what you guys would say that the particular system or names are. Anyway, one of them has a probe locked on its short-range tractor beam. They are hailing us. All right. Unscrupulous salvagers. Here's a salvage skipper. What do you want, alien? The probe's ours. Salvage we find first. You leave now. Yes. Interpreting delicate operations. Our ships must concentrate. Or if you want probe, I can sell for 100 credits. And probe's yours. Good deal. Very good. You get probe. Less work for us. Everybody wins. Especially us. It's like dealing with Jawas from the Star Wars world. So, I'm not sure if I want to go to actually fight them. I really only have 33 ship strength. It's like one Corvette. I'll just pay them. Yes, it's a third of our money, but oh well. Very good, very good. We release probe into your care. Maybe a bit banged up. There was an accident collision during salvage operations. We fell on the controls. Clumsy. Oof. The probe is still in good condition. No refunds. We depart now. Okay, goodbye. Probe is transferred. The salvage kept their word and transferred the probe over to our control. As soon as the transfer was complete, their fleet departed the system to an unknown holding. Although the probe is in rough condition, we managed to download detailed sensor readings from the entire Cathay system from its memory banks. Awesome. So we actually have the entire survey information for the entire region. That's great. And this person has to, I'm just going to survey these worlds around our potential enemy here, just so I know what I'm missing out on, or at least what I could take in a war deal, or a peace deal, I should say. I was getting in a comment, the green little circle around our ships are actually the sensor range, what they can detect incoming fleets or outgoing fleets and things of that nature. The yellow is how far our warp drive allows us to jump. So the stronger our warp drive, the farther that goes out, so we can get directly from one system to another. Oh shoot, I clicked the wrong thing. Dang it. Dang it, dang it. Leave that. I hope that didn't go through. I'm hoping it's paused and they didn't go through with that research. Nope, leave it for now. Dang it, they're working on that research. Alright, great. We have a new research powered exosuit. So we're going to get increased minerals because we're using robots essentially. Or at least outside exterior robots. And then we're going to have army damage, which we are already taking a debuff to. Alright, so we could get our level 2 coil guns, ion thrusters, or a new spaceport. I'd like to have better guns. And with getting research for new better guns, I'm going to call this episode here. I look forward to seeing you guys next episode here in Andromeda, trying to grow the Asari's influence.